Hi, welcome to BONITA'S Kitchen and thank you for joining us. Today I'm excited to bring to you a delicious recipe for a rhubarb slush. Now here in Newfoundland and Labrador, we love our slush, but mainly at Christmas time. But this one is going to be ready for the summer so that you could use up that rhubarb in your garden and sit back on your patio or porch and relax and have a cold drink. So if this recipe interests you and you'd like to know how to make it, stick around and let's get started.
Bonita's kitchen to yours. Bonita's kitchen. It's kitchen to yours.
Okay, so this is your ingredients there in front of you. Of course, myself and Raymond got our glasses ready. We got a little bit of garnish on there, the rhubarb and the strawberry. So today you could use fresh strawberries, but I'm going to use the frozen because I got tons of that in the freezer, and I'm going to leave my fresh for garnishing the glasses and such. You can need about 6 stalks of these rhubarb, fresh or frozen. Now I got lots of frozen still in my freezer, but I'm going to be using some fresh here today. As we go along with the ingredients, I'll tell you what it is, but right now I'm going to cut up some of these rhubarb. So now I already got these rhubarb cleaned. I just haven't taken the stalks and such off them. We're going to cut these in chunks, much like the stalks there now, but that there I'll just use for my compost. I'm going to leave the skin on it, the peel, and cut it in little chunks like this, because what we're going to do is put this in 7 cups of water and boil it on the stove with the strawberries, of course, and boil it down until it starts to condense. And I'll show you those stages, and I'll tell you what else you can add into it. So I'm just going to continue cutting these. My dad's garden, and my mom's garden, of course, now I've got these strawberry rhubarbs, and they're absolutely delicious. And of course you can get the real bitter ones as green, but I like these. They're the best. So we're going to put them directly into the boiler and toss in there 7 cups of water. I'm just using cold water right now, but I mean, if you're making this and you want to speed up your workload, you can just toss in hot water. And anywhere, I'm going to say 2 cups of strawberries, or you can even do 3 cups of strawberries. Right now I'm using the frozen because I got lots of them, and I'm going to leave my fresh. And that's all we're going to do then. Now I'm going to put this over on my stovetop. So after, when you put your boiler on the stove, you get it on a medium to high heat to get this boiling. And when it starts to warm or starts to bubble, I'm going to say, which mine is not quite there yet, is warm, toss in there 1 cup of granulated white sugar or a sugar of choice. So if you got to use Splenda or another organic sugar such, that's fine. You use your dietary restrictions for that. Now this is an amazing little slush, and anyone that likes rhubarb, you're going to love this. This is going to be a summer treat for you that you would make over and over again. And we surely would like for you to share it with your family and friends so they too can enjoy this recipe today. Now I'm going to let this start bubbling there. Oh my gosh. That rhubarb and strawberries, Raymond? It smells absolutely amazing in here. Now look at the color that you can see going through there. It's starting to turn a nice red from the rhubarb, and of course I put the strawberries in there because rhubarb, sometimes if it's the green one you're using, it's got no color, and you want to have that pretty color when you're making a slush drink or even a jam for sure. And we got lots of that up on our channel. So now when you see that the berries and the rhubarb is just wilting down like this, is just getting a little bit not appealing, we're going to take it off the heat and strain it through a sieve or a colander And then I'm going to show you what the next steps is. So stick around. Now, with lots of carefulness, strain the remainder of the rhubarb and the strawberries in the colander, like I said, or a sieve, and just bring it up and let it all drain through like this. So now what I'm going to do is take it back to our countertop and show you the other ingredients. This delicious juice. I mean, you could almost drink this like it is, and I'm sure you can let this come to room temperature and put it in a jug and serve it like this. But right now we're making a slush, so we're not going to get into a different different recipe. No. We're going to put in there 2 cups of orange juice, and this got tons of pulp in it. It could be fresh or frozen orange juice. It could be off the counter orange juice. It doesn't matter. You just put that directly in there and just stir it in, and I'm going to let this come to a little bit of a room temperature before I pours it into a container, and I'll show you what that container looks like. So pretty much what I'm going to be using is just a big container with a lid, because you need the lid, to put it into the freezer. Now what we usually use in Newfoundland and Labrador is a beef bucket. So and I think you can even buy it back or in Newfoundland in certain stores saying slush bucket. It's a new thing that they got going. But I don't have access to that right now, and I don't even have access to a beef bucket. But this container works. It's just a Tupperware container, a plastic container, but it gotta be room temperature before you pour it in, because you don't want for it to melt your container. Once you put it into that, you're going to stir, put it into the freezer, let it go for overnight. But if you're doing it during the day, a couple of times through the day, take your spoon and go and stir it to keep it moving, keep that frost crystals moving. And then I'm going to show you what to do the next day to get it slushy, or get it where it's all crystallized and ready to make that drink. So I'm going to show you that now. So pretty much as you freeze this, I mean it's even crystallized on the top of the container, you would take a fork and you will, you know, sort of make it that slushiness. But now if you add it out on the counter for a few minutes, you'll see that it'll start to melt a little, and then you'll be able to get it slushed a little bit more. So pretty much all we would do is, I'm just going to take these out here, and you would scoop in each container a nice helping of the crystals, what is called the slush, because when you put in the drink of choice, you could put in carbonated water, you could put in ginger ale, and I was told as well from some of my friends and family that they also like putting in there, say if they're doing like an orange slush, they'll put in like an orange pop. If they're doing like, you can get a strawberry drink and you can put that in there. But for us here today, we want to keep that rhubarb flavor as much as we can, so that we got that freshness, and we all know how bitter rhubarb is. So you just put your crystals in your glass like that. So as you can see, the bottom is a little more tougher. So just again, crystallize it with your fork, or just keep it out on the countertop until it turns to a little bit of a slush. Now, I'm going to make 2 different frizzes going on here now. I'm going to do carbonated water for me, and just toss in there like this. And I'm going to do a ginger ale for Raymond.
Wow. Oh yeah, looking good.
I know, right? And now I'm going to show you what else I'm going to do. And you could leave it like that and just serve it to your guests set back. You could put alcohol in it if you wanted, but we're not promoting alcohol here today, but you can if you wanted to make an alcohol drink. And my niece likes to put a dollop of whipped cream on it just to give it that little jazz and flavor. And that's it. As good as it gets. So I hope I got each and every one of you right excited now to go out into your garden and pick those rhubarb. And if you don't have your rhubarb in your garden and your neighbor got it in hers or his, knock on their door and say, do you mind if I have at least 6 sticks of it? Or go to your local market, and this is it. You got yourself a delicious, oh my gosh,
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
so good. It is so good. It's refreshing. It's not sweet. Well, I'm using carbonated water, but you could use ginger ale or whatever frizzy drink you like drinking. You could use fresh strawberries. You can use frozen rhubarb. It doesn't matter. You get yourself a container, put it in several containers, give it to somebody else if you want for them to enjoy it as well. Of course, simple ingredients, simple recipe to a delicious, refreshing drink. Of course, I can see today having a couple of these because it's a nice warm day. And again, it could be a summer day, it could be at Christmas time when you just want it to be festive and you want to make this for your family and friends. Certainly don't forget to share it with them so they can make this delicious recipe today. The recipe isn't under this video. Of course, watching this tutorial will give you a step-by-step. You can visit us on our Facebook page at Bonita's Kitchen or our website www.bonitaskitchen.com. You can also send me an email message if you can't find a recipe, and that's bonitaskitchen@gmail.com. And before we go, we'll do a big old shout out to our paid members. Thank you so much for supporting Bonita's Kitchen and for stopping by on our early shows each week. We so appreciate you. Thank you. And as well, our subscribers to date, we are so excited that you're enjoying our recipes, sending messages to us. And we welcome new subscribers. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Another little sip. This is it. It's as good as it gets. On behalf of myself,
And me, of course.
Raymond, and our team, and from our kitchen to yours, thank you for joining us. And
You have a wonderful day. And toodaloo.
Join us by the sea. A journey in culinary. Always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours. Bonita's Kitchen. Kitchen to yours.
And don't forget to join us again on Bonita's Kitchen.